You should show yourself. Where's your video?
Oh, wait.
Yeah,
Am I gonna be like, are people gonna see my
of
face?
course they're gonna see your face. That's why it's called a video.
Okay. Sorry.
You look like you're in your gym, right?
Yes, I'm at the office today.
Okay. Adrienne is not only a singer, she actually wears many hats, but the hats that I know that she wears is a local artist. She's a singer. She is also a health advocate. She actually works as the gym manager of a city gym, right? As well
Yes.
as an animal rights activist. And I'm going to talk to the three Adrians, but first and foremost, the reason why I really wanted to talk to you because I've been asking Ted, your husband, Dr. Lee, to please send me the songs of Adrian. Finally, it happened, and now I was listening to them and I was blown away how great your songs are.
Ah, thank you.
In terms of the recording, in terms of the technical side of it, it sounded great, and of course, also the songwriting and the singing as well. I was actually blown away. So my question, I guess, Adrian, is I know you have been singing for such a long time, right? Give us a little bit of history when you started singing.
Oh my gosh, that's a very long history, Jiggy. I
Okay,
actually started singing college.
okay.
So in my college years.
About 2 years ago, right?
Yes, 2 years ago, exactly. Adrian is actually my band is actually the reason why I did not continue with med school. Well, part of the reason.
Wow. Okay. You're supposed to be a doctor,
Yes, and
and then
I was my
your
classmate.
band stopped you from becoming a doctor. What a great
Um,
disservice to humanity.
no, actually, I stopped me from becoming a doctor because I
Okay.
was so like into the music scene. I mean, that was the heyday of the Cebu music scene, right?
Okay.
Gigi?
Okay.
Let's
Okay.
not mention the year,
Okay.
but it was really fun, and I had too much fun, and I wasn't able to study. So it's very encouraging for all the kids listening out there.
So you sort of kind of pursued your passion, which was singing and still is at that
Yes.
time singing, right?
Well, actually, my passion is not just singing, but I really love creating.
Okay.
Like, I used to paint, I used to draw, and I love making songs.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's
So this was during the heyday of Cebu music. So did you
yeah.
ever have a song? Did you ever record a song? Did you ever uh, play a song on the air? I know that I remember that you had songs in my previous radio station Y101, right?
Yes,
Yeah. Okay.
actually, yeah,
Mm.
and some other radio stations as well.
Okay.
And we actually joined like band contests, like the Red Horse Music Laban. We were
Oh,
one of the
okay.
finalists.
Oh, okay. So what
Yeah.
your band's name is also your name, Adrian, right?
Yes,
Okay.
actually, that's not my choice. Like, we joined this contest and we had to come up with a name, and we were
Okay.
arguing so much. What are we gonna call ourselves? And they just put my name on it.
So
So,
what was the winning song that made you the finalist of the Red Horse song? Was it a songwriting competition?
yeah, it was uh funny enough. I lost the recording. We recorded this song in backyard recording studio way
Okay.
back then,
Okay.
and I forgot the title of that song, but it was a really heavy and a sad song about but it was a really sad song. I can still remember the tune, but I can't remember the I'm Not Here. That's the title of the
I'm not
song.
here. So you don't
But
have a
it was
copy of that song anymore.
no more. I can still remember the words and how to sing it,
Okay.
but I don't probably we should record
Yeah,
that
here's what you
song.
should do after this interview. You should sit down and write down the lyrics and try to practice it again. And when the time comes, you have your own resonance studio, so record it, right? Because
Yeah.
that's an important milestone in Adrian's music history, right? So you're gonna look back at that moment as a kind of a seminal moment, even a watershed moment for the band, right? So
Yeah.
maybe you can describe to us the scene, the music scene back then, Adrian.
Oh my gosh.
You can I know you were 2 years old when you started singing with a band with Red Horse. So what year was this?
This was the early
Early
2000s.
2000s. So yeah, you were
Yeah, at least
2 years old back in the early 2000s. So maybe you can describe to us the music scene back in the day.
oh, oh my gosh, Jiggy. I think back then the crowd was divided between the people who liked hip hop and the alternative rockers people, no?
Oh,
So
okay.
there were people who went to buy and what were the H2O, I don't know, the clubs back then. And well, I was one of the people who went to hangouts like Kahayag, Handurao, the early version of Handurao, and then oh, we also played in places like the Outpost. It was really, really fun.
So the world
Oh,
was divided into people who love R&B, hip hop, and dance music in general, like maybe club music. Because
yes, club
I
music. Yeah.
imagine the early 2000s was also the beginning of house, right? So
Oh,
ikaw dito ka sa kampo sa mga rockista,
oh,
mga
very
kanang early
and the
2000s,
Banda.
mga rock usum sa nag-usum sa king Nirvana, Pearl Jam at that time. That was the
Oh,
global
yeah.
music scene. So sa Cebu, napod to imong hisgutan ng mga venues katong Kahayag, Outpost, and all of that. Sa sumapuno po ni silang mga venue ha, Adrian.
Oh, wait, like, oh my gosh, it was so fun. Like, yes, mapuno gid siya. There was even like, we even played at, basta you remember Club Fuel?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, Mario Colmenares. How can I forget? Yeah.
Yeah,
What
we
about?
used to play there regularly. We
Oh,
were the
okay.
act for Johnny and the Walkers.
Wow. Because
Yeah.
kanang fuel, I remember that was a how do you call this? A sa tawag ani club music man to primarily, right?
Yes. But I don't know if it was Wednesdays or Thursdays because nasa alternative music nga night.
Mm,
So that's when we played there.
okay.
And
So
mm,
in case you're wondering unsa ninyong gipamina mga kaigalaan, you're listening to Adrienne Lee, who is a singer, a songwriter, an artist in general, a health and animal rights activist. So we're going to talk to all of those hats a little later on. But fast forward to today, Adrian, tell me about what you've noticed in the music scene. What changes are there in the music industry now, local music industry compared to the early 2000s? Go ahead.
well, I just miss those old hangouts. Like I feel like the only place now that bands get to play at are like kuan na lang fiddlers, no, and then um I think Cubana also, but I don't know if you ever hung out in those places. I think you're a club person. Were
Well,
you a club
yeah,
person?
you could say that. Well, I actually did hang out in many of those places that you mentioned, but I was
Yeah.
there to hang out because I was, I was working in that radio station, and then I was most of the bar owners, club owners, restaurant owners were my friends. So I would hang out there, not really to enjoy the music or the
Mhm.
music scene, although I did listen to the music enjoyed it immensely. But I was primarily there for business. I was really there to close the deal. I was really there to convince the bar and restaurant owners to advertise with a radio station. So yeah, I was all over the place. I know all of those places that you mentioned. I know a lot of people who own those places and all of that stuff. So I was aware, but I wasn't into it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, but I just miss that. Like, obviously I don't go out. I'm too old to be going out you know, nowadays. But yeah, I do miss the hangouts. Like sometimes I just wanna go out and get a beer and just listen to a good band. But kuan, wala na gyud, it's not the same
So
anymore.
what do you think contributed to that fact, Adrian, nga medyo nangawagtang na to imong hisgutan ng mga venue katong Outpost, katong Kahaya, katong early versions of Handurao, and all of that stuff. Ganong nangawagtang man to sila, and were they replaced by something else?
I have, I don't know, maybe it's the younger people nowadays. I don't know. I like, there's lots of really good music coming out from the young people that I really like to listen to. Like, I like Cookie's songs and Shotty. But kanang murag di naman good in ana ang dili na alternative is I don't know if the kids still listen to our alternative music from Saud na. So maybe that's why.
Kanang alternative music, it is kind of hard to define, right? Because alternative is like murag indie man karon, di ba? And then
uh
usually ang characteristic niya is really like a band, usually uh, with a guitar, the drums, and the human voice. Di ba? Murang gina siya, di ba?
mm,
Sometimes na acoustic and all of
mm,
that stuff. So mo gini characteristic sa alternative music. And
mm,
I know nga murag, if you notice gali, if you observe long enough ang atong band scene, not just here in the Philippines but all over the world, murag nga wagtang gamay na lang kay mga band kanang bitong mga band nga rock and roll bands kay daghanan
yeah,
karon mga dili na banda kaning mga BTS kanang mga murag they call them what do you call them
Blackpink.
vocal groups na siya, you know, like One
Uh-huh.
Direction, like Blackpink,
Yes.
and all of those. So wala na banda nga kana bitong mutukar og instrumento ang usas ang ilang mga members nguban kay
Mm,
mukanta, di ba? Karon
mm,
mga manayaw na lang sila unya mukanta mo na lang na ilahang kadaghanan nga bag-o nga formula. So in a way, it's not just here in the Philippines or in Cebu, but it's really like a global thing, right?
mhm.
How do you feel about that? And is this something that you feel is just temporary? Is this something will eventually probably swing back to the good old days as far as the sound is concerned?
Well, I hope it does. I hope it does swing back. I mean, I appreciate Blackpink. I still listen to like new music and I really love Rosie. You know that song Apata? When it came out, I was like so crazy about it. Like I listened to it like so many times in a day until I got sick of it. Pero kanang unsa nga nani what do I think about it? I think there's a lot of fun material that's going on, and it's really because of technology. Like people can produce their own music already. You know, you don't really need a full band. Like um music can be electronically produced, which I think is a wonderful thing, and people can be more creative. I mean, it evolves, right? And who knows, just like fashion keeps swinging back to the 70s, 80s, 90s. I think I believe that the indie music scene is going to re-emerge one day.
Well, if you really think about it, I think the indie scene is still around. It's just that their sound is kind of different. Nagyon, di ba?
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's true.
Ang
That's
ilang
true.
sound, let's say for example, one of the things that I remember good clearly is kanong Paramore, di ba? Paramore you is a rock band, right? And then pag human karon, ang ilang brand of rock and roll is kind of different, right?
Yes, yes.
Murag
That's
ilan ang
true.
gamitan og synthesizer, gamitan nila og mga
Yes.
computerized instrumentation or and all of that stuff, right? So teknolohiya gyud ang nag drive
Yes.
karon sa music industry, right? But
He,
your music with your band, is this
mm,
still remnants of the music from Adrian of the early 2000s, or has it evolved into another completely different sound as well?
well, the Adrian from the early 2000s, it's like very different na jiggy because well, my original band from back then, kanang naminyo na, kanang nilargan na, ana, so nabuwag-buwag me. So we were like gone for like a decade or something. And then I formed a band with different guys na. Yeah, and then lain-lain po ni silang influence like the band that I have like si Dio, my guitarist, like ganahan na siyang gent, ganahan siyang mga progressive na rock. So lahi na po among sound, and actually the electronic route, like I've been wanting to go that route like so for so long na. Like I've been wanting to incorporate like electronic elements in our music, but we just really haven't been able to find a keyboardist. Like we've tried good, like murag di lang good mahappen. But that's really, and I also tried to learn, working with a synthesizer and stuff, but it's like my brain can't handle it.
In case you're wondering who you're listening to, ladies and gentlemen, this is Adrienne Lee live on 105.1 TMC. You can join us in our conversation on YouTube at Tops Media Center. Please press subscribe. Also on TikTok at Tops Media Center. Of course, we're talking to Adrienne Lee here, the lead vocalist of the band, Adrienne. And you have a slew of new songs that came out. Unsa man ning mga kanta bag-o na record. And then did you just write these songs this year, or are these like songs from your catalog of songs?
Those songs were written a while ago. They were recorded a while ago. Do you know Brian Sacro from Kalia
Oh,
Musica?
didn't he like pass away? Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
we recorded those before he passed away.
Wow. Okay.
So those are very special to me. Like I'll never be able to go back because he had so much influence in that also because he really produced it and he even played bass for that song Drive By. So now we're working on recording our other songs that we weren't able to record with him.
Okay.
Yeah, we have the so we're gonna do it with Resonant, but kanang wala pa gid mi ka kuan kay na say mga setbacks like some people had to do other things so kanang na delay siya. But that's my focus now. Like I don't I think the band is not really looking to play in bars again, but we're looking to really record and immortalize the songs that for me these are like I wrote all the lyrics and these are songs that we worked on together. The band made the music. So who cares who listens? I'm like at the point in my life when I really don't care if people listen to it or like it. Like I just want to get it out there and just you know
And see what happens, right? See what happens.
yes.
That's the thing that a lot of artists. I remember Sheila and the Insects, Bisoy said that, and I
Mm,
actually pushed back a little. I said, "Bay, kung ganahan ka nga, you don't care about what other people say, and what other people will do with your song. Then why release it, right? So there's still a part of you that want to see what happens, right? Murag bahala na si Lord, di ba?
yeah.
Right. So it's not that you don't care, right? It's not that you don't care about your song because kana magong kanta mura nag anak o mura naglanggam nga kung imo na nang
Oh,
ibuhian,
true.
it's out of your hands, right? So
Yeah.
mura na siya og kaning it becomes a part of those who consume the song. In fact, their interpretation of the song might be different from your original intention, right?
That's true though. Yeah, yeah.
It has a life of its own,
Mm,
sort of, right?
mm.
So, ikaw, like, it took you so long to release this one, and I'm sure there were technical difficulties, there were personal difficulties, and all of that stuff. But is part of that also kind of a kind of fear? You don't know what's going to happen to your babies or to your birds, for that matter.
Mm, not really. Like I know they're good songs.
Okay, so you're
But
confident. You like them. In other words, you're proud of them.
yes, we're all very proud of
Okay,
them.
okay.
Yeah, that's why I really want to record the songs because I believe in the songs and I know that maybe not everyone will be able to relate to the songs. I don't know if the younger generation can. I think they might, but we just want to put it out there because I don't know. I mean, what's a song if you don't put it out there?
Yeah,
Right? You just keep it to yourself. Like, what is a song?
exactly, exactly.
It's meant to be shared.
Yeah, yeah. A song, and I make an assertion here that that's it's not just a song. It's really us. Whatever it is that we do is our primal scream to the world that this is me and this is your primal scream. This is Adrian and this is who I am. Well, like it or not, world. So what we're going to do right now, Adrian, is play the song "Drive By" first, okay? Featuring the late Brian Sacro. Tell me
Oh.
about this song, what it's about, and also a little bit of about our good friend, our dear friend, the late Brian Sacro. Go ahead.
Well, I was watching a movie. There's so many movies about a guy driving. I don't know what movie that was, but this guy was driving and the girl fell asleep in the passenger seat. And I thought that was I think I was like thinking to myself, wouldn't it be interesting if it's the girl driving and the guy fell asleep in the passenger seat? So the storyline of this song. Like there's a it didn't actually happen in real life, to be honest. But it's like a story that went on in my mind. Like this girl is driving, this guy fell asleep in the passenger seat, and she's really into this guy. And he has no clue. So that's what the song is about. And I really like how Brian played the bass. I like if you listen to it, it's very, very unique. And um, every time I listen to it, I remember him. And I just wanna give a shout out Brian Sacro, one of the most talented people who ever lived. And ano siya? Remembering Brian
Oh, here's the
with this
song in
song.
question. This one, let's listen to it together, Adrian. Okay, so, don't go anywhere. Let's listen to the song together from Adrienne, featuring, of course, Adrienne Lee on lead vocals and Brian Sacro. This one's called Drive By. Drive By. Listen. I love it already. Intro pa lang. This is 105.1 TMC. Top of the morning. Come on.
After tonight, I tell you all that I've been
It's an awesome song, Adrian. Where did she go? Where did Adrian go? Are you back here?
Oh, hi.
There
Yes,
you go.
yes, yes.
That was an awesome song. You know what? I don't know how you're gonna take this, but I know you were good, but I didn't think you were this good.
Ah,
I heard your song before. I can't remember. was this always your vocal styling? Did you always sing like this? Because I remember during your early days in music, that your voice didn't sound like that. Was it like a recording thing, or is it stylistically changing? You've already stylistically changed your vocal or your singing style. I mean,
This is really my singing style. I think because sa una, like my influence was like really, really loud music. Like akong influence.
yeah.
And then I realized na kanang, ay, ganahan day ko inaani nga kanang, kiat-kiat lang ba nga, ano, songs.
It kind of reminds me of the Cardigans, and
Yes.
such music. So who is Adrian's music influence?
Yeah, I like the Cardigans, definitely. Lisa Loeb and mga later Tegan and Sarah. Have you heard of them?
Of course, Tegan and
And
Sarah. Yeah,
then
yeah, I'm familiar with them. Yeah.
yes, yes. I love this girl Lissy. Like I feel like I'm the only girl in the whole Philippines who knows who she is. But she's an American singer. Oh my gosh, JG, you have to look her up if you haven't heard of her. Lissy. Her
Okay.
songs are like really, really good. Of course, I love Moonpools and Caterpillars. Um, and gusto ka tong mikanta sa There She Goes.
The LA's,
Oh my
Lalas,
gosh. Letters to Cleo. I
Letters to
love
Cleo. Okay.
band.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but there she goes is the LA's or the Lalas, right? Or the LA's.
Alas, really? There
Yeah,
was I'm not
or maybe
sure.
the remake of that song.
Yes, probably.
There she goes again.
Oh, see, not bad.
You're kidding me. But I noticed nga, those were all foreign bands. Do you have any local influences as well?
Look, oh my gosh. Up Dharma Down, Army Millery. I saw her live once. And Moonpulse and Caterpillars is sort of local because a lot of their band members is Pinoy.
Yeah, I remember they were in town a few years ago, right? Weren't they at Outpost or something like that, some venue like that?
Yes, I was there. Oh my
Sa
gosh.
Outpost, was that Outpost?
Yes,
Yeah,
Outpost. I really miss the Outpost. Like,
yeah,
I hope somebody like Ted and I, we want to open like
yeah,
a place like that one of these days, but it's just so hard to find a location.
yeah. Or maybe
Yeah.
you can look for an existing location and collaborate with a venue,
Oh,
right? I know that
yeah.
Resonant Audio has like a thing somewhere in Mabolo. What do you call that place again? You was it,
Mobile.
is that you like the one near
Are
Shaky?
you?
Are you right?
Yeah.
That's sort of like the only alternative place in town,
Yeah.
sort of. Anyway, Adrian, you sound totally and completely fresh, to me at least, right? Although I've heard of and played your songs 20 years ago when you were 2 years old. So murag lahi gyud ang dating sa imong voice now ba? And you mentioned all of those musical influences that you mentioned. But ang imong tanaw ba sa ato ang music scene diri sa Cebu, not necessarily the venues nga nangawagtang hisgot ka, right? Sa atong mga musicians now in the age of digital technology ba, where do you think we are now? How do you feel about the music industry in Cebu, if there's such a thing as a music industry? Go ahead.
Well, from what I'm not very, very familiar with everyone, but from what I've heard, from the bands that I've played in the studio, from the bands that I've heard on the radio, I think there are so many talented musicians. Right? I'm happy with the music that's coming out. Although I wish kanang well, based on kanang let's just talk about sa local, nice man, nice. Pero kanang I hope lang way kanang I don't know, maybe I'm just a little old fashioned, pero usahay ba kanang ang mga lyrics kay drugs na lang, unya kanang kanang ganing sa man, kanang very casual love, kanang inana bitang nga marag sa una kay I don't know. Marag kuan lang ni pinagor
No, but
gore thoughts lang ni.
you're part of the music industry, and you have this opportunity to influence it, right? Yeah, so
Mm-mm-mm.
that's the first step. But music, Magud, I think, is really just a reflection. It's like a mirror that's held up to society, and that kind of music is nothing but just people expressing themselves and their thoughts, right? So mo ng music.
Yes.
So whatever music is prevalent, what kind of style, what kind of lyrical
Mm.
style that music is, it is really kung na alien nga ganahan mahibaw sa unsa how we lived
True.
at this time. Kung nasa like
Yeah.
copy sa USB and nasa like teknolohiya to access the USB, they'll understand nga morning this is how people lived back then,
Yes,
right?
that's true.
And I know nga you were probably looking back at a different time in the music industry, right?
I mean,
And you rightfully so because like you know all of these things and you know what good is and what bad is and all of that. So nangandoy ka nga mobalik ta sa ato ang andan nga mga tukar pero the thing is that we can't because we are now at this point in our history as a people.
I don't know, Jiggy, basta mo appreciate, like, I can appreciate more, like, katong kang budoy nga songs, katong buwad, suka, suka, sige,
Okay, okay,
pate,
okay.
di ba?
Uh,
But when I was, like, listening to the radio and this song came out, na katong, I get so high all the time to keep you off my mind.
yeah, yeah.
Ganyan.
Kinsa kay gaganta na
Sige
kata?
nga, kantaron. I don't even know the artist, but I know the songs.
Yeah.
Like, Kiboka,
Yeah.
what's funny about me is, like,
Is that a
I
local is that a local song? No.
it's international.
Ah, okay, okay.
But I listen to a song and the lyrics like stick in my mind. I easily memorize like that's one of my superpowers.
But you can't recall the title.
Yeah, kana lang the title. Anyway, so I don't want to judge. Of course,
Okay,
like, I'm
okay.
just being gore,
Okay.
but kana lang. Like, I wish nga dili lang kayo kanang like, I'm hoping for more wholesome and inspiring. Me man good. I want to write inspiring music.
Mm.
Kana ana ba?
Well, yeah.
Diba? The world is so depressing as is, and you kanang kanang ginana ba? Like back in the 90s, like if you listen to Pearl Jam songs, there was so much going on during that time na kanang they would write about bitaw. Kanang nya murag karon wala na lang gid siguro gilingaw ang mga tao or something. I don't know. What's your take on it, Jiggy?
Well, yeah, you're right. I mean, like Pearl Jam, katong era sa Pearl Jam, that was the grunge era. That was a reaction to the glam rock era. Kay kaning magong music, just like politics, just like life in general. Murag
Mm,
like these are pendulum swings, maghapak-hapak to the left, to the right. So
mm.
katong glam rock, these were katong mga big-haired kaning
Yeah.
made up nga make up nga mga lalaki nga mga banda kanang bands like Poison, di ba? Bands like
Uh,
Skid Row, like even I would even consider Guns and Roses as part of that, although kaning later on na ni sila and all of that stuff. So ang pendulum swing katong grunge mura man to mag t-shirt ra gisiun pa paghuman
yes.
way panyampo, di ba?
Ligo, murag way ligo.
Way ligo. So ang ilang music walay synthesizer, it's just the guitar, the drums and the human voice. So medyo ni simple og balik ang music. So karong mga panahon na sa siguro ang ako ang nabantayan is kadaghanan sa atong mga bag-ong nga mga artists mura sila og kaning very very online, right? They're very online and then they're also murag trying to feed us an algorithm. Ang ilahang kaning mura og algorithm to make a hit, ang formula to make a hit. Murag ilahan ang na-narrow down bitaw and
Mm,
everybody is following the formula. So ang ako ang ma-describe ra gyud sa mga hit songs now is very formulaic. Kana bitang
mhm.
it sounds like they're trying to feed an algorithm. It sounds like they're trying to make a song and they're using the same formula. Mo na akong feeling karon.
Yes.
Yeah.
And kabante ka, like the riffs and the tunes from the 90s, the 80s, that kanang nibalik, they're always using them, like they're being used a lot in the new music.
Well, that's correct.
I feel like can
That's
you
all.
not come up with
That's an whole entire business, of course. If a music label owns the catalog of a band, of an artist, of a singer, right? So ilan yung
Mm,
ibaligya sa mga new artists now, and once they use a riff, a line, or even a tune or a drum intro or guitar intro,
mm,
makakwarta sa ni ang mga music labels. So
mm.
there's a lot of business involved here.
That
But also it's easier for the new artists to make a song medyo nanay
yes.
recall gamay kay kaning kanta dugay naman ning kantahan niya. It's just a matter of kaning releasing the song at the right time, and maybe perhaps kaning uh, uh, ang kanta dili bitaw magsugod og zero bitaw kay naanay familiar track within it.
Yes. It really, I think it's like it really works. Like that song Anxiety,
Yeah, okay.
they got the riff from Got Ye song, katong somebody I used to know or
Somebody that
something.
I used to know, yeah. Oh.
Yeah. Kanang inana ba? And a lot of times they work ba ya? But you know, Jiggy, speaking of newer bands, I really like the music of Wong Boys.
The Wongoys, usasan na sila.
Yes.
Nga kaning maayo
Dave,
sa gayo. Oh.
yeah, he's such a good writer.
Mm,
They really write good songs. I really admire them.
and then they're one of the very few bands nga can get away with binisaya ba. Mura bitog for me they're kind of
Mhm.
a yardstick for other bands and other songwriters, because the way they sing Bisaya ba is nindot kay paminawon sa.
Yes, kaayo. Like, makarelate. Basta nice kaayo. And aside from that, they also are the only band to get away with wearing skirts. Like, real.
Oh, fashion forward magani sila tanan. I know they're fashion consultant, right? So
Yeah.
speaking of Binisaya, ikaw Adrian, I know nga English makay kastanan, di ba? Kani nga di makay kamaayo mo Binisaya o kanta at least. Pero did you ever, or do you ever dream of writing something in Bisdak?
Hibaw ka, Jiggy. Like, Bisaya gid ko, 100% born and raised in Cebu by Cebuano parents. At the same time, I tried like kanang praise and worship, kanta-kanta matana. So I sang like a Bisaya kanang version of a praise and worship song. Niya na gid akong banda kanang please pwede mag-English lang ka. Lain ko na kay ko paminawan. I said, why? I don't know why. And Onya, muna I tried baya nga murag, I should write something in Bisaya because I am Bisaya, but I realized I gave it up because number one, I couldn't write kanang di gid siya mahuman, and then number two, I realized it's because when I think in English. When I dream in English, and I realized, hey, Bisaya and Nikolai and I, the guy Nikolai, the band from the band Nikolai, we had a discussion about this. It's like, why do we have why do Cebuano songs have to be in Bisaya? Nga Bisaya is not the only language of Cebuanos, and that's why we're so well known. We're known for how well we speak in English, and kanang for me, English is a big part of Cebuano culture. So, di ba? I hope to be able to successfully write and record a Bisaya song in the future, but for me, English is Cebu.
Yeah,
Wouldn't you agree,
you're
Jiggy?
absolutely correct. I mean, Cebu is known to speak in good English, right? In fact, mo nang daghang kay mga call centers po diri
Oh,
sa Cebu, di
yes.
ba? Because of that. So
Mhm.
that is a kind of a part of our culture, right? Pero ang sa pagkatinura lang kanang in English po, of course, dili man na atong original gyud nga lengguwahe, di ba? And language manggod is culture. So kung ganahan ka nga ma-preserve ang ato ang kultura, kay naman gyud mga words nga ang Binisaya walay English equivalent, di ba? Napoy
Yes.
English nga word nga ato yung gamiton lang sa ato ang lengguwahe. For example,
Oh, yeah, like,
kanang
sige, Jiggy.
computer, for example, computer,
Computer or bag.
bag or
Unsa may Bisaya sa bag?
bag or imbis cellphone, cellphone, di ba? Cellphone. Imo lang pinabundak. So
Lahi lang yun,
ang
no?
akong pasabot niya na kaning Adrian is kanang lingwahe mo represent na mo carry na siya sa kultura sa usa ka nasod sa usa ka lugar, right? Kung
Mm.
mawagtang na
Ah,
ang lingwahe sa usa ka lugar, mawagtang na ilahang mga istorya, mawagtang na ilahang daghang kay mawagtang sa usa ka lugar kung ang iyahang lingwahe mawagtang kay kung mo express
ah,
manggod ka sa usa ka butang, ah, ang imuhang express is you're given the whole culture as your canvas. So kung for example,
mhm.
in English ka, so
Mm.
ang imuhang kultura nga gigamit dili imuhang kaugalingon ang kultura sa lengguwahe nimong gigamit. So mangita jud ka ganing let's just say mubagay anang butanga kanang emosyon na nga butanga or kanang sitwasyon na. So mangita ka
Ah,
in English nga equivalent, di ba? So I know we think English because we consume like paminaw ra gugugod mo English man sa kay kustanan, di ba?
Shingli-shingli, pero
Oh,
ang shingli manggod, Jiggy, it's
mm,
like, it's part of my culture
correct,
because
correct,
that's
yeah.
a language that can when I communicate with Ted, all, for example, in
Mm-mm.
on a daily basis. It's
Correct, yeah.
not just Bisaya, it's
Mm.
really we speak to each other in English.
Correct, yeah.
Murag, yes, I agree that we should write more Cebuano Bisaya songs. And but also I don't want to to pressure myself into that nga murag just because everybody's doing it and people say I have to do it, like I will do it. Like, it's a song is like a painting, manggod. It's like you have to be 100% authentically you in order to make that. Diba? Murag, I don't want to write something na murag because it's required of me, or murag lisod gyud ko ana as an artist, ba? Lisod gyud ko ana.
And we can't blame us also because of our
Oh,
colonial past, diba? I mean, we always blame the colonizers, right? We were colonized by the Spaniards for over 300 years, the Americans and the
yes.
Japanese. So dili kita makalihay and makalikay ni ana nga parte gyud na sa atong history as a
Mm,
nation. But I think we're probably just being idealistic, maybe, or maybe we're just being kaning naive siguro nga we want to be able to find out who we were before
mm,
these guys came around. You know what I mean? So muna siya nga atong gamito ang atong lingwahe para maybe there's something that we can discover. Maybe we'll discover something that's not found anywhere in the world. Maybe we'll discover something original. You know what I mean? Because if you
true.
think about the Africans, right? There's karang sikat karang maayo karon karang Afro sound, diba? You know
Yes, I really
that's
love that.
African sound, right? The Latino sound. There's there is a kind of organicness of their
Mm,
sound, right? So I guess most
that's
na atong
true.
gipangita nga dili tam kay kung maayo kay ta mo in English unya ang ato ang gigamit nga lingwahe sa lain nga kultura maybe something gets lost in the translation. Maybe our culture is not the same as the Western culture, for example. So compete naman ta nila, sa kaning world stage because we're living in a very interconnected world right now, 'di ba? So kung compete sa world stage unya mag in English ta for example lang then
Mm,
maybe dili kayo ta maka-communicate exactly what we talk about because we're using a foreign language and singing about local experience. But then again, if you really think about it, I think um, we're all different, but we're also all the same, right? We have I venture in saying we have the same longings. We have the same heart's desires. We want to love and be loved. We want to be acknowledged. You know what I mean? We want to eat. You know what I mean? Maybe different kinds of food,
want
but
to
we
have
want
a
to eat.
purpose.
So we want our lives to have meaning and purpose. So in a way, there's so much universal feeling so we can put in a song as well that everybody in the
True.
world can relate to because we're trying to make music. I hope, and not just for Cebu, not just for the Philippines, but maybe for all of humanity, right? Kind of
Mm-mm.
ambitious, but yeah.
Yeah. Yes, I really do want to. Yeah, I want to write a good a song, a Cebuano song, and a really, really good one. Maybe I'll work on that.
Yeah, correct. And you're here in in Cebu, right? So whatever it is that you write about is your personal experience. Although kanang drive by, you said is not really a thing that actually happened. It's just a thing that you conjured up your head, right?
Yes. It's some yeah, that's the thing. I have some songs nga na siya ka ng mga kanang stories about the actual things that happen in my
Okay.
life.
How about Mr. Perfect? Who is Mr. Perfect? Kinsa is Mr. Perfect, be?
Kana si Mr. Perfect is a combination of all the boys in my band
Okay.
and Adrian and not Adrian and Ted.
Okay.
the first the first verse is all about four boys. And then the verse after the chorus is all about Ted.
So why Mr. Perfect?
No, kay murag ka ng kanang nagkuan man gud mi ato sa banda, nag-jamming-jamming lang mi ba dito sa Kalya Music sa Kang Brian unya. Dito no kanang I was like looking at them and they were like making jokes. I remember that day good. And then I was like, kanang if only kanang murag I want to write about my band. So muna siya I want to write about the boys in the band. So Mr. Perfect is actually an amalgamation of boys.
Amalgamation. Lao
Yeah.
makina. Unsay pasabot na sa Binisaya ka ng amalgamate. What? What?
Bisaya. Sige, translate amalgamation
What's
or
up?
spell
I don't
amalgamation.
even know how to spell that word. So it's like a combination, right?
Yes.
Okay, that's what it means, right? So a combination of
Sa kato sila ang upat ka boy sa band og si Ted Lee.
uh, the husband, of course. See
Yes.
Mr. Perfect. Where was this recorded and when was this recorded?
It was recorded in Kalye Musica by produced by Brian Sacro. Oh my god. I don't know when it was recorded. Wait, 2020
Right smack in the middle of the pandemic,
2015?
before the
No.
pandemic.
Before Brian died. Oh, before the pandemic.
Here it is now. Another song from Adrian, Mr. Perfect. 105.1 TMC, the best of us. Yeah. Let's listen to this together, Adrian, okay?
with him because he not only like kanang record, naka-record na magud mi sa uban sad, no? Kanang maka-compare gid ka kay si Brian kanang he really tells you nga, oh, you sound so patay. Kanang, parang, kanang prangka gito siya. Nya, kanang, he will let you balik-balik until he is able to get the sound that he wants. Inana to siya. Like, so, sayang kayo nga, wala na siya, no? Because, even sa resonant, like, Ted and the guys are trying to like really have that ear. But for me, producing songs is more than just having that gear, having the equipment. It's really kanang a talent na murag either you have it or you don't. I don't know. Basta mo na siya. Si
So,
Brian sa pro.
so how would you consider Brian? Would he be a music producer, a musician? Like he's all of these, right?
Yeah, all of those. I mean, he's been around for a while, but he used to play bass for atong si Katski and kanang daghan sila siya bands nga natukaran sa maayos
So
siya.
daghan kayong mga kanta from or recorded in Cebu nga naagyoy hand si Brian Sacro.
Yes. Yes. Kinsa man tong mga bands ha that would record with Bethany, kanang mga sa mga bands nga si Brian could always the record. So many legendary bands in Cebu. Si Brian ang the record. Like I can't mention all of them.
And of course, another hat that you wear is you're also a health advocate. You being at the helm of City Gym. Tell us about the City Gym, the gym life, Adrian. Tell us about that. How do you feel about that?
Well, it's pressure on me because if you're running a gym, you also have to look like you're running a gym. I'm inspired every day to
Okay.
keep fit. What I love about working in City Gym is the people here. For me, there are a lot of newer gyms out there. City Gym has been around for over 20 years. For me, we still provide the best service. And what do you call this? There's a community here of people who have been around for as long as the gym has been open. And I think people like coming here because they always feel welcome. They always feel at home. Um, it's just Cebu's most beloved gym,
You
and
know,
I'm very
you like me, we have been working out for a long time, right? What have you noticed? What are the changes of gym goers now? Do you notice?
changes.
Are there any changes from let's say 10 years ago? Pareha ra pagyapon ng mga style kay nakabantay ko sa nga grabe na kay sila ka wired in the sense nga number one, they're always like listening to something in their ears, so you can't talk to them. The social sociability factor in the gym used, one of the fun parts about being in the gym was you could talk to people, right? Karon marag focus na kay sila tanan siguro, or maybe they use too many supplements and all of that. So unsa may nabantayan nimo? Unsa may nabantayan nimo kan Adrian? Oh,
Well, on the contrary, if before grabe kay mag supplements and bulking ang mga tao, right now it's all about going natural. So a lot of people are like very well, I think people because of the resources we have online about what to eat, what not to eat, people are more going for a healthier. It's like kanang not just getting looking great, it's also about feeling great. The big difference nowadays is the social media aspect. Like, I think people, well, it's good for the fitness industry because like I have to post about my workout today. It's like my day is not complete if I'm not like posting about my WOD, my workout of the day. What I'm doing at the gym, hanging out at the gym, my
So
boxing
so
session.
namo ko ingon lang nga kaning mga Instagram runners or Instagram gym people, like so murag they're always recording everything, right?
Yes. Yes.
Does that in a way like hinder anything kung sige na sila picture post og video na pa uban i-live nila ilang workout, right? I know it's a good thing for the gyms, right? Because you get publicity, right?
Yes.
You get all of
Oh,
that stuff. But
definitely.
but generally speaking, like, does that mean they're more serious about their workout, or do they become less serious and less effective with their workout because they're also busy holding their selfie stick?
It really depends because yeah, it can be a hindrance. Like if you're running and you're like videoing yourself, it can be a hindrance, but there are so many influencers out there. They're able to do it. Like they're able to beat their PRs even while they're documenting their running. Like, have you heard of Ben Parks?
Not yet.
Oh my gosh, like he's one of my the running influencers that I really, really follow. Like he posts about his runs. Like he ran like world marathons holding a friggin' selfie stick. Like so it depends. Like siguro it depends on your motivation. Like if you're just posting kay ganahan ka nga, people think you're being fit and whatever for the for posing then siguro mahindran siya, no? It can be a distraction. But if your goal is to inspire others and to tell others about your experience and to give insight on what works and what doesn't work, then that's really helpful. And if you're able to, and if you're, able to do that while achieving your fitness goals, then why not, right? For me, yes, it's very helpful for gyms, for oh my gosh, running that for brands, sports brands, whatever, it really works. I mean, kanang
For self for promotion, right? Not just of themselves
yes.
but also of the gym or of the event. But
Oh,
parang guna ka good, like exercising, especially in a gym, requires a lot of focus, a lot of
oh yeah.
if you wanna, especially if you have a like a tight schedule, right? You only have like 1 hour to go to the gym, right?
Yes.
Or or or
Yes.
or
At
whatnot.
the
So
same
sige kag video, sige kag kuan. Yan la, alas 3 na. Usa pa kabuk barbell imong naalsa kay busy kay kag setup sa imong tripod. Kana bitang imuhang workout murag dili ninhon kaayo nindot kay ning nabisi ka og laing mga butang.
pero kibaw ka Jiggy, based on experience, like most of the tactic, like I have had several personal trainers and one of them is Sheeny. Like she's the one who made me realize nga if mag-video siya nako, matarong gid nako ako ang workout. Like mahuman gyud ako ang sat. But if dili ko videohan ka mo reklamo ko nya kanang pwede kuan lang 10 lang instead of 15 kanang inana ba but magtinapulan ba but if na gani video kay kanang voice kayo.
So you become accountable, especially if you post it, right? Nga mura ka ganing kaning
Diba?
kung nana ni follow nimo pag human wala ka ning adlaw mangita asan man ka Adrian ganang wa man ka sa gym karon, something like that, right?
Oh, I mean it can be it depends good like
It,
what your
it depends.
intention
Good.
is.
Okay, okay.
Oh.
Yeah, kanang mga kwan ba mga gym equipment has it changed ba? Are there like new
Mm.
equipment nga
Ah,
wa pa ta ka nakakita nga murag bag-o na kay karon medyo for example, although this is not a new thing but niusog maayo ron ang Pilates, di ba? There's so many
yes.
Pilates studios now
Yes.
that I know of sa BTC o sa Access, right? So
Mm-mm.
do you have new equipment? Are you also joining the Pilates craze also? Tell me more. Go ahead.
Pilates, maybe not right now. There are so many Pilates studios naman sad out there. These are actually what we call boutique studios. They're specializing in just one form of exercise. Here at City Gym, we're working on what we call this modernizing our equipment and our facilities. Like this year, we added two big machines. We have a 5-in-1 machine for upper body strength. So that's a big step for us. And we also have a plate loaded leg press. And we're hoping to add hinahinay lang some more new machines para ma-update pod ang ato ang beloved nga gym, no? Kay taod-taod na ba agad si City
Yeah, yeah.
Gym?
It's been around for such a long time, and usually kanang mga gyms nga dili maayo pagka-maintain, murag murag
Oo.
dingy kaayo, murag di ka ganahan
Yes.
moadto kay hugaw kaayo ani mga equipment.
Yes,
kaning mga karaan kayo sa uban gubaon, and I'm glad
so
that
good.
you're handling that, because I know that city gym, although it's relatively old, it's still very well maintained. And speaking of high tech, but speaking of technology, I know nga you did, or humana ba ni siya, or padung pa ni nga mura, og gitawag nimo og virtual run, humana ba to siya, Adrian, or padung pa?
Thank you for mentioning that, Jiggy. It's still ongoing, and the last day for registration is June 7, and the last day for submission of your results is June 8.
So kanang virtual run, unsa magyud na siya, pasabta ko na to mga kaigsuonan, and invite them kuno to register for it if ever.
Yes, actually, it's a new concept. It's relatively new, especially in Cebu. We're one of the first to do it. What happens is you register, like you register online, like a normal run. At the same time, like there's no one day, there's no actual event nga mo join ka with everyone else. The event is like in our case, it ran from April to June. So it's like a 2 month event. So you run at your own pace, at your own time. For example, if you register for the 21K, then you can do this. It's cumulative. So if you want to do it in one go, then good for you. At the same time, if you want to do it in two goes or three, imo siyang itagi-tagi ba, like for 21K,
Installment
magtulo
mo,
ka.
installment.
Oh, yes. Pwede ka magtulog ka 7K or 5K karon, 3K ugma ana. It doesn't matter how many, so long as the runs are within the period, which is April 8 to June 8. And then kanang mo accumulate siya into the distance that you registered for. And then once makomplete na nimo imong distance, then you send your results to us on Facebook sa City Gym Happy Run nga messenger. And then we will make sure that you get your complete race kit with your running shirt or singlet, and your you will also get a finisher shirt if you registered for 12K or 21K, and then of course your medal. You'll get your medal for your distance. So for those who are outside Cebu, we will mail the kits, and then for within Cebu, you can claim your kit in City Gym, or Padirasad, we can maxim it to you if you book the maxim, like Ana Padirasad. So we've had like finishers already. We had some finishers from Cebu. We also had one finisher from Manila and another finisher from Zamboanga del Sur. So wherever you are in the Philippines, you can join the virtual run, the
So
Happy Run virtual run.
can you repeat where they can sign up? Or is it too late? Is the registration closed already?
No, your registration is until June 7, so you guys can still sign up. Online, just look for us on Facebook, City Gym Happy Run. So that's www.facebook.com/City Gym Happy Run. And then, do I have it right? Yes. And then there's a link there that you can click, or you can use the QR code to sign up
And
online.
okay, go ahead. Please sign up for that and be a part of the City Gym
Yes.
run. This is actually for a very good cause, right?
Yes, for
T-
the benefit of the shelter dogs and cats at Happy Tails Animal Welfare Philippines. So part of the proceeds will be going to them. So if you register for a run, you'll be helping a good cause. You'll be supporting a good cause.
Which brings us to the next hat that you wear. You're not only a human health activist being in the gym industry, right? You're also a animal rights activist as well, because you have all of these advocacies. In fact, you have I don't know, how many dogs do you have in the house again? You have like 20 dogs there, or
I have
10 dogs or something?
eight.
Eight,
No, I have 8 dogs lang
and
sa house. But
most.
Gigi, I'm not an activist. I'm not like one of those people who carry the ano, kanang mag rally.
Well, advocate. Let's just say advocate.
Advocate,
I
yeah.
guess activist is too strong of a word, right? Because
Yeah.
you can't be all of those. So
Yeah.
you're not, you don't have time to go to the streets, but you do do it at home, right? And you have adopted eight strays. Are those all strays? All eight dogs? Or
So, some of them are given, but
okay,
I'm one of the co-founders of Happy Tales,
okay,
and of course, we are the fuel that keeps the shelter going.
okay.
Aside from the people who donate to
Mm.
Happy Tales.
Mm-hmm.
So, what I like about our shelter, the one in Compostela especially, is the dogs are not caged, Jiggy.
Okay.
So they're free roaming in the shelter, and actually, every now and then we let them go for a swim. So I don't know if you've seen some of our videos, but our dogs are able to swim in the ocean because we're right by the ocean. Yeah, and they really love it. And you know
Yeah.
what? It helps prevent skin diseases and parasites also, so it's really good for them.
Um,
So they're really happy doggies, and dogs are such natural swimmers. So
really
they
now.
love
So
swimming
swimming in the beach in the beach is good for their skin.
for their furs. Yes, it's
I
really good.
didn't know that the salt and the water serves as like a kind of disinfectant.
Yes, even for human beings, like it's really healthy to swim in the
But
ocean.
how about sunburn? Do dogs suffer from sunburn?
Oh, yes, they can, but we don't release them when it's very, very, very hot. And also, their time is limited. So,
So not
once,
very long, right?
so adrasad sila sa shelter
Okay.
once they're done with the swimming.
Okay. I want to talk about your being an animal rights advocate. But I want to play another song from Adrian, your band, uh,
Which one are you
called
playing?
"Life in Disguise."
Is
This
it the piano
the
version?
piano version. Is that okay?
Yeah.
So
Mm-mm.
tell me about this next song. What is "Life in Disguise"?
Actually, it's very funny because um my band was forming a song, and then Ted was like, "Where are you? Like everybody's here jamming." And then I was feeling lazy and very uncreative on that day. So Ted wrote the lyrics. He wrote it on a notebook, and then when I went into the music room, he said, "Look, I wrote lyrics na lang because you weren't here." And then when I saw it, I go like, "Oh, this is really nice," but I cut it in half. and and that's and that's and then the lyrics of the so basically Ted was the first one who wrote the lyrics to this song.
So what is it about?
It's about
What did Ted write about? Why is it life in disguise? Is he a
ano,
spy? Is he a Chinese spy? What? A Russian spy? What?
I don't know, like I think he was writing about like kanang usahay
Nagadam ko ikaw?
murag daghan kay expectations bitaw ang mga tao, and then I don't know nya kanang murag sometimes you have to wear a mask going through life o niya.
So was this an observation? Was it like
I
a
think it's about surrender. I think
surrender?
wait, yeah, but I think the chorus, I'm the one who wrote the chorus. There's something spiritual about this song. I
Okay.
think you like it, Jiggy.
Something spiritual, but also something almost fabricated, right? Like you're always trying to put a facade, and you're always
Yeah, I
trying.
mean, I think we can all relate to this. Like, haven't there been times in your life when people have so many expectations of you, and you wear this mask, but the real Jiggy is there. The funny, kanang uh sad, whatever, kanang the real Jiggy is there behind the mask that everyone sees.
Yeah,
I
but
think.
I think most of us don't live in a vacuum, right?
Oh yeah,
I mean,
definitely.
I mean,
That's
as I always love to say, we people, we are the sound of one hand clapping. That's actually, I think, a quote from Mandela. And we don't make a sound. We don't know who we are unless we come in contact with the other hand. So we are the sound of one hand clapping. So we're always uh, brushing against each other, right?
yeah.
So
Hey, I love that. I've never
so
heard that quote before.
yeah. So this is Life in Disguise from Adrian, the piano version. Let's listen to this together, guys. Stay there, Adrian. 105.1 TMC. We're having a great conversation about the local music industry, the health industry, and her advocacy, which is animal rights. Adrienne Lee, live in 105.1 TMC.
Thanks, Shiggy.
Rico Midiano is watching us on YouTube. Dakang salamat sa inyong pag tanaw. Si Alfer Joe Alcazar, si Voltaire Pepino, Serge Rosales, dakang salamat sir og mga ma'am. Kato mga kaigsunan na to nga naminaw sa ato ang radio station sa 105.1 TMC. Sir, ma'am, dakang salamat sa inyong pagpaminaw. Kung namoy mga pangutana, i-text lang mi 0999-887-6070. We're talking to Adrienne Lee here, who is an artist in more ways than one. She sings, of course. You just heard a song from her, and we're gonna play one last song from her in a bit. She's also a health buff, and she actually manages a city gym in Waterfront and also an animal rights activist. Uh, Kaning Adrian, how did you become an animal rights advocate?
Well, I grew up with 15 dogs. You know, when I was little, we had 15 dogs in the house. My mom, she like picked up all sorts of animals. So I think I have it in my blood. I love animals. Like I even have a pet tuko at home, Jiggy.
A what? A what? A what?
A pet tuko,
Unsa man a pet toko? Oh my
a
goodness.
gecko.
Really? Like toko? Ano?
I named him Louis, and I
Louis the toko.
forbade. Yeah, it's like a regular tuko, and I forbade
Di- di-
everyone sa balay, do not touch this tuko because he's my
So what do
tuko.
you mean? Like, is it just on your wall, or do
Yeah,
you actually like feed it and stuff?
no, it's just there. It's a good supply of insects because we live like in a
Ah,
wooded area, um, you know how people, you know, they tend to kill tuko because they're afraid of it.
is it in your room?
No, it's in the kitchen.
So what if it decides to move in to your room?
I don't care. I'm not scared of
Dili
geckos.
ba na mo pilit sa imong panit ang toko? I'm not sure, but the sight of a
Okay.
toko, although we don't kill it, but it kind of scares me. Dili ba na siya kaning mo mamaak or
Okay.
kaning mo pilit sa imong panit kung ng mga ambak sila?
I heard both. Like, I heard mamaak siya and mupilit sa imong panit, but only if you like threaten it, you
How
know?
do you
If you
threaten
just
it? Like
leave it
like
alone.
with
Yeah.
words? Like with words? You threaten. Ikang tuko ka pagbantay ka diya kaya ako kang ipakaon sa tuka. Unsa man tuk?
You
So,
know why I like ko?
how does it feel threatened kung imong kuhiton or whatever, right?
Oh, kana, imong duulon, imong try to grab it or
That's it.
whatever.
That's
No, try to
interesting.
kill it.
Anyway, so you have a pet toko. What else? What kind of pets? Yeah,
Um,
you have Ted there too, right? That's a huge. Pero dili na siya animal na siya, di ba?
Mal. Hindi tacho. It's my favorite animal.
Ah, so what else do you have there in the
Actually,
house?
wala ra we. That ra. We used to have cats, but you know, they dogs and cats. Like my husky and cat do not uh meld because
So
um
ngano man imong love for animals
animal.
became an advocacy man because everybody most people love animals and kuto basta yeah, they have like pets and they take care of it, blah blah blah. So why did it become an advocacy? Why did you feel the need to number one be a part of tong imong animal imong dog
Happy tails.
happy tales and
Kuan.
why did you feel the need to actually formalize it?
Well, maluoy gid ko og. But I feel sorry for the dogs in the streets. Knowing the character of dogs, they really long for love and affection. And I think the street dogs, that's what they hunger for more than food or water. You know?
So explain to us, Adrian, what do you mean by uh, that they long for love and attention?
Yes.
What does that really mean?
Like, kabantay ka dogs, like if naka sa kwarto, they all follow you to the kwarto. If you're having coffee in the kitchen or living room or whatever, they're all there surrounding you because they want to be near their human. Like they love
Kuyog baboy, di ba? Tawag na, di ba?
Kuyog baboy, kanang they like my dachshund, she comes with me even to the CR. I have not peed alone since I got that dog. So imagine the dogs in the street. Like they have no one. They have no bed to sleep in. They have kanang ina na gani niya. Even when they need water, they have no one to open a faucet for them. They're really helpless. And kanang wala sila love and people just shoo them away. Kanang inaana bitaw maluoy gid ko. Like who would not feel sorry for a street dog, right?
Yeah,
And but
I know.
how did I get into the advocacy thing? It's because of my friend Hazel. Shout out to Hazel Agisanda. She's the most passionate rescuer that I know. Like, and she's the one who gathered us, her friends, and said, "Oh, guys, let's form an advocacy together." You know, it requires sacrifice. Like, all of us chip in for just to make sure that our staff are there taking care of the dogs have enough dog food. I mean, it's not easy, but somebody has to do it. Like we all have, I wish all of us would work together because there's so many helpless animals out there. And for me, it's because the government is not doing enough to help them. I mean, we have a good right now. I really love the head of our Department of Veterinary Medicine and Fisheries, Miss Alice Utlang, Doc Alice Utlang, and she's my favorite yun so far sa tanan na head sa DVMF because she's so active, and we even got an award in Cebu, like um the best pound or something like that. So kanang hopefully the government will do more because there's so many stray dogs.
You know what? You know what? I was just in City Hall not too long ago, and you know what I saw inside, actually at the doorstep of the mayor's office, na itulo ka iro,
Pero yeah.
nga mga askal on ya nagkaon sila. They have their own metal plates for food, right? Uni usahay ko
Mm-mm.
mosayo ko diya sa buntag, ang mga iro, mga tog sa mayor's office. Atong
Mm-mm.
kani atong mayor is actually an animal rights advocate. In fact, I
Yes.
think he spearheads that. But I know nga, what they are doing is not enough. Um, w- what do you think
This
is
why I think it's the
what do you think is enough, Adrian? Like what else can the government
else.
do to help,
Fun.
and to help with what? Tell me about what you're looking at. What does a successful uh, advocacy for animal rights? What does it look like?
Okay. What does Well, there are so many dogs and cats that are running around in the streets because they have no birth control. So, first thing that needs to be done is to mobilize more people and more transportation, more resources to have the dogs and cats spayed and neutered. Okay, so that's what Happy Tails does. That's part of our work. We spay and neuter. Sometimes we just put the dogs back in their communities where people can help us take care of them. Sometimes we bring them to the shelter. And by the way, all the shelter dogs and cats of Happy Tails are all spayed and neutered, all vaccinated. So, kanang we have to set the example, gyud, di ba? So, vaccination, spay and neutering efforts for me naaman gyud, but kuwangan paghihapon.
So kanang
On
spay and neuter, meaning to say this will stop them
from
from
reproducing.
reproducing, right? Why is that a good thing?
Well, it prevents diseases like in female dogs, pyometra. A lot of dogs die because of pyometra. And kuan sad kanang overpopulation sad. Daghan na kay sila, like we see puppies na maligsan in town sa side sa road because kuan sad kanang dili man maayo, di ba, nga magsige sila reproduce niya. Walay mo take care
So
nila.
in terms of number, ba, it looks like, it sounds like you're saying there's an overpopulation of dogs
Yeah.
and cats. That's why we need to control their population. On some day, like we kind of studied already on say ratios of land to human, right? And all of
Mm.
that stuff. So like maybe there's a certain number of people that uh, can live in this planet, and after that, we need to control the population. So in terms of the dogs, like unsa man, like at what point do you think unsa man, where are we now in terms of number of dogs in Cebu? Are we like at 1 million dogs or something like, and what point
It's hard.
do you think
It's
it
hard.
is there like a census for that? Wala sa.
Mhm. It's hard to keep track of the aspins and the puspins, Jiggy, because daghan kay sila and they're really widespread and they keep reproducing good. So but you don't have to really have an actual count to know what's going on. Just look at the streets. How many dogs do you see on the streets na walay tag-iya? Kanang mga iring nga maligsan na lang.
Mm.
Kanang bitaw mga kittens,
Mga
mga
kabayo,
puppies.
uban, di ba?
Oh, luoy kay niya. We can't just keep taking these animals and placing them in the shelters.
Okay, I'm
Number one,
okay, go ahead.
mm,
Continue.
number one, not all shelters are conducive. Honestly, it's not shelters are not all shelters are like heaven for dogs. Luoy kay sila jigs like kanang dogs need homes. Dogs need families just like people, di
and
ba?
and and dogs should stop reproducing, right? So I'm going to make an announcement, Adrian. Uh, Dog, cat, don't even think about it. Okay, don't touch her. Okay, no more
What?
don't touch her. I'm talking to the dogs now.
Ah,
This is my
okay.
message. Don't touch her. Okay, no, no, down. No more reproducing. Okay, you're way too many, and some of you don't have any fur humans to take care of, right? So please stop reproducing. Okay, continue, Adrian. I just wanted to make sure I talk to them so they'll understand.
Kana lang. And of course, kanang we're for reproduction, like, but kanang if mayo pud og kahimtang ang mga di man gud sila ka dogs cannot stop themselves from, mating and reproducing
Because they're
because
dogs, right?
they can't go to a clinic by themselves and say kanang dok magpalaygit nako kay daghan na kay kog anak, like some dogs like luoy kay
Or
mga
tagalan
female
yung sex
dogs.
education, di ba? Wala may sex education for
Oo.
dogs, di ba?
Luoy kay some female dogs magsigil ng gyud panganak, panganak kay naman sila sa dan nya. Daghan baya kay you know.
Mga
Kanang
dogs, mga bigaon nga dogs.
luoy kay niya mo. Kanang ilang puppies wala kanang they have to breastfeed the puppies. Anya wala sila tarong kaon kanang inana ba luoy gyud kayo. It's really
Kana bang
an
pag neuter bag spay ba kaning is that a complicated process and does it require like a vet to actually do it? And somebody said like how
yeah.
many vets do we have that offer this service? Is this like in the barangay level? And somebody said
And our for our strays, it's mainly the DBMF, our pound that does the spay and neutering because it's very low cost. And then also we also have a vet that is very supportive of our cause, Dr. Ryan Yando. He's the most compassionate veterinarian that I know of. And then yes, spaying and neutering has to be done by a licensed veterinarian. And spaying is more complicated than neutering because kaning spaying is requiring kanang surgery gid siya bitaw because the internal man ang reproductive system sa female dogs.
kanang spaying day for female and then neuter is for the
For
males,
the
right?
males, yes, kapon.
Ikapon siya. So kani siya wala nabay mga efforts ang barangay level. Ani makinumdum ko usahay nga naman na sila kaning
Naa,
vaccination nga for free, right? Kanang spaying o neutering pod napon na siya.
naapod. Kani si Dr. Alice Utlang of the Pound, she's very active and she's doing all these things. Pero marag kinanglan gid siya help. She needs more support good from the government.
So I can imagine one of the problems usually is really funding, right? I mean, like
Yes.
your home for the dogs needs funding, and also kaning
Mhm,
spaying and neutering also needs funding, right? So maybe
mhm,
as one of the advocates, siguro advocacies sa inyong grupo, sa inyong organisasyon diha, kanang
mhm.
organizations like the Rotary or whatever, Lions Club or whatever, right? Maybe they can consider one of them to fund a spaying and a neutering event, right? If you
Yes.
want to do something like that, ba, or maybe
Mhm,
support your dog home,
mhm.
what should they do? Like, is this just a matter of donating cash or pwede pod nga mahatag sila og butang unsa man how does one become a animal rights advocate?
Any help good in cash or in kind will go a long way, Jiggy. All they need to do is just visit us on Facebook, Happy Tales Philippines. Send us a message. Hey, I want to help. Inani, nani. And then we'll give you more info on how you can help. Onya, kuan kanang we also help man sad other organizations. If we have access, for example, daghan kay gi-donate nga naamo ko yung organizations nga companies nga kanang dog food companies hapit na ma-expire ilang stock so they donate it to Happy Tales. Na kung nasad may extra manghatag pud mi sa uban nga kaning mga small rescuers. And then yes, for those who want to support animal welfare, look for a SEC registered organization like Happy Tales because we are able to give you an service invoice or official receipt kaningin ana ba that you can use to document the donation.
You know
So
what, Adrian, I drive up here every single morning, right? on
Mm.
weekdays and even on weekends sometimes. And then kada buntag yun nindot kay tan-awon daghan kayo iro sa tops yun. Daghan jud kay iro on the way to the tops kay mga tug na sila tunga-tunga sa dan. Niya
Mm.
maskulado kay na sila sa tanan kay kaning
Uphill.
uphill man kay sila pero may mag-climb ba. Pero daghan murag
Ah.
tanaw nako murag nagadaghan na sila unya kaning murag usahay kuyawan ako nga maligsan ako ang uban bitaw. So I think we
Mm.
we we probably need to do a spading and a kaning sa tawag ani neutering event here in Taps. But for example, kami diri ganahan mi mag-organize o ginanap unsaon man na siya kaning do we contact the barangay? Do we contact a vet? How does it work?
Ah, uh, Kuan. Yes, you can contact the barangay. Pero for me, go through, ano na lang, you can contact Dr. Alice Utlang of the DVMF. And, or you can go through an organization like Happy Tales. We can help you set it up.
Okay,
We can
so
connect. We were also connected with the Pound Bansay.
okay, kaning DBMF mo na siyang dog pound sa Cebu City.
Yes, Department of Veterinary Medicine and Fisheries.
Uh, kanang mga stray dogs ba? Or kanang mga dogs nga walay mga walay mga parents ba? Uh, unsa may ideally ang buhaton na niya aside from of course i-adapt nimo, di ba?
Mm.
Di ba ang syudad naman sila yung mechanism to kind of control stray dogs, di ba? Sana ipakolekta sa DB the dog pound of Cebu unsa man?
Oh, muna siya sad, Jiggy, especially, pero kuan si Doc Alice, she has announced na baya nga she will not impound unless basta na conditions. Di, para sa una nga, kung ipahipos nila ang iro, like if there's a big event, they want to hipos all the dogs, so they're all collected and brought to the pound. Nya, sa una baya, euthanize baya na kanang, di ba? There was euthanasia, a lot of euthanasia going on in the pounds, kind of controversial. Diba? So, luoy baya sad sila. So, diba ka, what we really, really, really need, the heart of the matter is people just need to care about the street people. And I'm not talking about like people, kind of rescuers like myself. Kind of normal people. Imagine if everyone adopts one stray. Diba? Murag maminos gyud, how many people live in Cebu? Maminos gyud. Ang problema man gud sa ato ang sa kasagaran kay kana mangita gyud tag kanang imported kana pure breed gyud ba kanang
Mm.
inaan. You know what?
Mm.
I have pure breed and I have Aspens. Hala, uy, they're just as lovable. They're just as smart. They're just as trainable. Nya, labi na kung sige yan ni magligo, yung ginang provide ng TLC, imo na ni anti-kuto kanang nya, imo yung if love yun to the max kanang ana. Pareho naman na sila, uy, nya, you know what? Sometimes mas behave pa gani and mas smart pang akong
Mm.
aspects sa mga pure breed, di ba?
Mas-
Nganong di man nato i-love ang mga pure breeds. Like, I see so many people in CBP like walking their mga social nga iro.
Social
But-
hero.
Yes, but kanang ay mag-walk sa akong husky kay kinanglan siya release of energy. Pero kaning ang ako makit-an ra gid mag-walk og kaning mga aspino kay mga kasagaran foreigners. Like mas ganahan pa sila
Kay exotic siguro na pananaw nila ang mga aspen po, di ba? But that's probably it. For example ba, I'm still thinking about organizing a spading and a neutering event here at TAPS ba.
Go,
Usas sa mga challenges ana niya ang pagdakop sa mga iro, di ba? Unsaon man na niya like kanang dapita diya Justin, unsaon man na siya, how do we capture these dogs so we can neuter or spade them? Unsaon man na?
Ang DVMF, they know. So they're the experts. They can catch the dogs.
So nana sila yung murag mga instruments to catch the dogs, right?
Tools, to nga mo make sure nga dili lang sad ma-injured sad ang iro.
Yeah,
Nana sa way of handling.
Yeah, at the same time, of course, magkuhan gyud na linuokay gyud mo na kay kanang mga iro dili man ganahan magpa-inject, di ba? So nagdaghan gyud na it requires like an entire team, right? Kay paakan mapaakan pa lang ta, di ba?
Yes, it requires a team, but not necessarily mag-wrestling mo sa iro because sometimes i-date sila with food niya. Isa-date man na sila, Jiggy.
Isi-date yun na sila di ay?
Yes, for the procedure. That's why it needs to be done.
Okay.
Because you can kill a dog by giving the wrong dosage of kuan.
So ikuan din na siya di ay
Babakako. Yes.
i-sedate yan na sila na nakalimot ko namin ako
Yes.
just a matter of injecting them. The same is true for cats also.
Yes. The same is kay mas lisod sad ang cats i-handle kaysa dogs.
Ngano mas lisod man ni ang mga cats i-handle.
May mga mras. Basta mas lisod gid ang cats, like mga mras, they're so like kuan. Ang dogs more docile man, imo rang tunulan og kanang pan or
Bukog oh. Kuan ba kaning asa may mas daghan gyud karon nga mga wild dogs or wild cats?
mas daghan.
Mas daghan sa Cebu karon ba?
They're all over the place.
No, what I mean is mas daghang iro nga wild o mga askal. Unsa may tawag sa wild nga iring? Kung
They're not really wild.
kung askal ang iro nga or askal ang 'di ba ang local nga dog, unsa man ang iring?
Aspin, puspin.
Pus puspin. Tinod ka po, tinod ka puspin.
Pusang Pinoy. Oh, puspin.
Puspin,
Yeah,
okay.
kanang puskal, pusang kalye.
Pusang kalye. Kanang wild dog, wild horse unsa man na?
Wild horse?
Maglakaw-lakaw sa sa kadalanan sa Cebu.
Di oh,
I'm
Ay,
just
di man na sila wild. They're community dogs and cats.
I'm just kidding.
Sa
So Mona, if they want to be a part of the Happy Tales, or if they want to organize a spading and a neutering event, or maybe figure out a way to help your advocacy, or maybe even adopt themselves. So those are three questions, kaning Adrienne. Let's start with adapting. How does an individual listening to this interview right now and they want to be part of the solution and they want to adopt dog, to tell us how it works?
They can contact us at Happy Tales, send us a message, but please don't look for breed dogs because we don't have breed dogs. We only have Aspens. Like we have some people contacting us and asking, "Namoy ka ng Shih Tzu?" Anyway,
Shih
just
Tzu
contact.
nga askal o nga kaning wild dog. Okay, and then
Not wild lagi, Gigi.
Ah, sa-
Community.
community dog. Sorry. Okay.
Wild dogs are like coyotes. Anyway, kanang just contact us. Tell us you want to adopt. We have puppies, we have dogs for adoption. Or kanang if you see a dog in need, like ako kay nahapit gid ko nakapunit og dog last weekend.
Mm-mm.
Like a dog in danger or something like that. If you're comfortable enough, if you're confident enough, kanang paan na lang ng dog, you know?
Oh, lagi pero unsa may inyong mga quick and dirty tips? How do you do that? Kay number one, you don't know the situation, right? You don't know if the dog is rabid or not. You don't know if he's sick or
Risky lang
not.
gid siya,
So
risky.
so if ever ba you see a dog and then you want to adopt it, unsa may imong mga tips ana?
Observe the behavior of the dog kana nga dili siya kanang murag kanang mailhan man gud ang rabid dog kay medyo pero dili not all the time gud mailhan, so it's a risk. Puppies are less likely to have rabies, but
Okay.
if I were you,
Okay, go ahead.
bait lang yun. Don't try to catch it by hand, dayon. Like what I did with Happy was gibait na mo siya with food
Okay.
inside kanang cage. That didn't work. Kunya, nag-andam sa mighabol, like amo lang ni ana ang habol niya, amo i-catch. Sometimes that works. But if dili gid ka, you can ask help from the pound. Maybe the pound can catch it for you niya. Pwede ra gid mo take care. What I usually do when I capture a dog, like what happened when I rescued my most recent rescue, si Happy, dadon dayon sa vet. Because they could be carrying diseases, like especially if you have other dogs at home, they might kanang stray dog, daghan kay chances nga they have parvo, they have distemper, and these are highly contagious. So before bringing your dog to join your other dogs, it would be best to bring sa vet. Ipatest sa for parvo and kanang distemper kaning inana bitaw. Nya kung pwede na mabaksina ng iro, mas may kung mabaksina ng iro before ni mo dadun sa imong balay. And then if kutuon ang dog or na siya yung mga parasites, there are pills. So, usa ra gyud na ka pill, Jiggy. Did you know that if dealing with puto, it's only a
Yeah,
pill.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Cooper, my dog has
Oh,
takes it like
yeah.
every so often.
Yes.
Murag
So,
dili na kinahanglan pahingutuan, di ba?
yes,
Dili na kinahanglan ato.
it's a thing of the past ka
Oh,
nang manghingot. I've never
mahinguto.
hingoted my
Okay.
dogs. Yes. And that's this is also one of the things nga educating the people like kanang how to deal with kanang inanak nga things. Kaya a lot of people they don't want to adopt strays because kutuon. But sa yun ra kay na isolve ang kuto geared. My gosh, one tablitas and it's like mga tagak na sila,
So
'di ba?
so if you see a stray dog and you want to adopt it and then naglisod ka og kaning pangita og paagi nga madakpan siya kay medyo kilas o whatever.
Ah,
So
idlas.
idlas magpatabang ka sa asa man sa
A pound.
dog pound. So
Ah,
sa Cebu like usara ba ka dog pound? Unsa man when you say a dog
yes.
pound that's a public institution, right? Asa man ni ato
Government.
ato man ang asa man atong dog pound niya diri sa Cebu.
The dog pound is naara duol sa SM City, Cebu.
Okay. So
Original
so
SM.
unsa man atuon gyud na nimo or pwede ra nimo tago na by dog
Actually,
pound hotline?
yes, naa sila hotline. I don't know the number, but you can look for them on Facebook. They have a Facebook page.
Okay, what's it called? Dog pound Cebu unsa man?
DVMF,
DBMF.
Department. Let me check real quick, or I'll give you the right information. DVM.
You're listening to 105.1 TMC. Mayong bungkag sa katong mga kaigsunan. This is Adrienne Lee. She is an artist, a musician, a singer. We've been playing her music for quite a bit now, and she's also a health advocate and an animal rights advocate as well. We're talking about how to adopt a dog yourself. You know how to bring home a fur baby that you see in the streets. Kanang maluoy ka pero waka ka sa buhaton nimo usahay. So one of the things that you can do kung hadlok kang ikay mismo mo dakop na ay numero nga inyong matawagan or Facebook page nga mabisita para mutabang nimo og dakop sa iro. Go ahead.
It's the Cebu City Government Department of Veterinary Medicine and Fisheries. So muna siya imong i-search. Cebu
Okay.
City Government Department of Veterinary Medicine and Fisheries. They're on Facebook. So send them a message if you need help. I did try that once. And the fire department actually, kanang there, I tried to rescue a dog that was natagak siya sa Imbornal. And both of these, the fire department, Lahog Fire Department, and the town. So si Lahog Fire Department, nagsend o kanang basta mga firemen. Yeah. Ang kanimang town, they're well equipped to catch dogs. So if you are scared to catch the dog or
So
whatever.
pwede gyud na siya nga ang imong intention dili to get dogs to to clear the area or whatnot, but to get a
Mm,
specific dog for you to adopt. Pwede gyud
yes.
na siya ginana. So kaning
Mm-mm.
dog pound po sa Cebu City, makatabang po na siya og check sa iro kung naa siya mga diseases and all of that stuff, right?
I'm not sure if they have tests. They probably do. I haven't tried pasad with
Okay.
them.
In case walay tests ang ato ang dog pound, maybe you can visit a kaning
Yes.
vet near you. Unsa may pinaka-friendly nga vet for kaning mga ascals,
Aspins.
kaning mga aspins and mga stray dogs.
Koan, si Dr. Ryan Yandog, his clinic is near the entrance of Nichols Heights in Guadalupe.
Okay.
Yeah, you'll see it. It's right by the side of the road, and they're very friendly to aspens. And also their prices for tests and procedures are reasonable. They're not overpriced or whatever.
Or if you're comfortable with your vet or the vet in your area, you just bring it to them and
Yes.
then have it tested para dili sad mo matakdan inyong mga iro. Unya napay may tabo Adrian nga ang sakit sa iro mo takod og tao. Napay na.
I think there are kanang certain fungal infection, murag nainana nga
Mm.
makatakot. But if you're talking about puto, no, it does not. The dog puto does not like us
Yeah.
for some reason,
Di-
which
dili
is good.
dili kaning healthy environment ang atong uo siguro.
I
And
don't know.
and ang mga diseases pod sa iro kadaghanan murag gawas ang mga skin diseases siguro does not necessarily transfer to kanang parvo for example dili man mo transfer og tao sa.
Um, I'm not sure about parvo, but this temper kanang ma-carry na to siya. Like we carry the virus sa atong sapatos, like, and then we can bring it home. So
Mm.
kanang inana, but we don't necessarily get sick. We can be
Uh-huh.
carriers
We
though.
can be carriers but we necessarily won't get sick. So ni
Mm.
importante gyud na sa kung nakay kang iro sa inyong balay nga imuhang sapatos, imong tsinelas ibilin gyud mo sa pultahan, di ba?
Yes.
Pero kanay mga iro
Or
pataka ram sa ni
disinfect.
takag tilap kun na sila usahay good.
Yes. I-disinfect lang yun nimo. Especially if you've been to a place na murag daghang stray dogs, ana.
Kana bang
Muna siya.
mag ang iro ba magtilap-tilap ba masig asa lang how do you fix that? Like how do you train your dog to stop licking stuff because my dog is always licking stuff and murag kuyawan ko ba.
Because you're, kuan, he loves you.
No,
How old is
but
he?
no, I'm not talking about Cooper and licking me. I'm talking about licking stuff like licking, licking the corner of the house, licking a tree, like
Oh,
always.
really?
So how do you train them not to lick stuff? Can you do that? Is there a way to do that?
Probably, I wouldn't know. It's part of their nature.
I know, right? Nagiuban kuan sila nga butang ko ng hot sauce kuno ang lugar pero dili nila dili na ilik og balik.
Nice sprays, like I know there are sprays na prevent them from peeing on things, but I don't know about licking.
Okay. Anyway, good morning, Rex Warren Ganub, Noli Antojo, Venice Milan Aba is watching Brian Brillantes and the rest of the guys. Daghang salamat ko. Namoy mga pangutana diya sa tuang Facebook page. Just ask the question here. Adrienne Lee is here. She is an artist, a musician, a health buff, a health advocate, and also an animal rights activist. Adrienne, you mentioned you love art. You like artsy stuff. You like doing art. So you're not just a musician. What else do you do? Do you paint? Do you sculpt?
Not
What
anymore.
else do you do aside from making
I
music?
I used to paint and draw, but not anymore. More of the art that I make now is just really graphics and video editing, photo editing for my job, which is to market City Gym. So that's it.
So what
um,
is it about art that you love so much? What I mean is, it looks like it's really part of you, right? What does expressing yourself in music, in singing, in songwriting, in graphics, in digital art, whatnot? What is it about it that you love to do so much?
um, I don't know. I think some people are just more inclined to it, to art. Just like some people are more driven towards data stuff. I don't know, and research, and I don't know. I think you yourself are an artist in a way, Jiggy,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely. Yeah, I totally agree with you. But is it cathartic for you? Does it make you feel better? Do you feel like
Yes.
you need to do? It's like sort of like an outlet to diffuse like maybe like stress, anxiety. That does it do that for you? Like for example, kung medyo gisapot ka or you're anxious about something, do you like write about it or do you paint or what? Is it an outlet for you?
Yes, it does. Writing does help me process things. Like if I'm confused about something and I'm feeling things that are weird to me, like I process it by writing.
So you
Um,
process it by writing. So you're not actually just you're not necessarily writing about the thing that you're confused about, right?
Sometimes I don't even know what it is,
Mm.
right? So you just write and try to analyze it try to form something out of it. Like, I think I love writing and making things. Like, even like if I'm editing like something, like a video of our scuba diving trips or whatever. Like, I like creating the process of creating something and seeing that something come to life and presenting it to people. I like that
So
creating.
you like the creative process.
Yes, I do.
And one of your creations, and I heard that this is your husband's favorite song, should have, would have, is
Really?
another one of your creations. Tell me about this song.
That's from I don't know why that's his favorite. It's from a dark mo part of my life that I was trying to process at the time.
Okay, what should have, could have, would have you done?
Should have, would have.
Can you
I
talk
don't know,
about it?
but it's in the lyrics.
Okay, okay. So is this like this is like a new event in your life, or was it like a long time ago?
Oh, it was a while ago,
Okay.
a long time ago.
So
Yes.
this is Adrian getting a little dark, right?
Regrets.
Yeah.
Because should have, would have, the title itself says it all.
So you have regrets, right?
Of course, everyone has regrets. Do
So
you have regrets, Jiggy?
absolutely, everybody's got regrets. I just when I see somebody and they say I have no regrets, BS. You know, I don't believe you. I'm sure there is
Yeah.
something that you don't want to talk about that you regret because of regret. Like we're only here on this planet of finite amount of time, and there will always be something that you could have, you should have, could have done, but you couldn't because of our finitude. So I don't believe you when you say you don't have regrets. So this is Adrienne and her regrets. Should have, would have. 105.1 TMC, the best of us.
Elevator doors
Yes, I'm here.
How'd you feel listening to that song all over again?
Um, okay.
Mura man kag nagmaoy diha gud. Tanaw ko nimo while you were listening to the song, huh?
Wala, way. No, I'm not that way. It's my baby.
Yeah, and we have four of your songs here. I think we need one more drive by. Should have, would have, Mr. Perfect, and Life in Disgust. What's the other one? No, we didn't. We don't have.
Wait. Oh, there's one that we're working on.
I'd still
There's one that didn't submit it, but I wrote a song for him.
okay. What song is this?
It's called You, Y-O-U.
Oh
But
wow. Okay.
I don't know, maybe he doesn't have the file. I don't know.
Shame on you, Ted.
And we're
Shame on you.
working on this one, my favorite of all my songs, but
Okay.
we haven't recorded it yet. It's called Dog Star.
Dog Star. You know what?
Yes.
We would love you to perform here at Tops one of these days. I know we planned one before with your group, and we should revisit that conversation, and maybe if not there at the Circle, maybe you can do it here at Sky 360. We can invite you over here one of these days to maybe sing a song or two in the studios,
Right.
and
Sure.
yeah, and
And
whatever.
then, but only if I get to interview you, Jiggy.
Of course, I would. You're gonna have to allocate an entire day because I'm very talkative. As my teacher would say back in high school and in grade school, katabian na ba ning bata ba?
Nagamit yun.
Dili
Nagamit ang
dili
katabihan.
dili mo undang og paghot. In fact, that's the reason why they called me the parrot of the airwaves because I sounded like a parrot because I'm always talking, never stops. Anyway, I think we've been talking for like more than an hour, right?
Oh my gosh,
and I
yes.
held you up from doing whatever it is that you, but there
Yes.
in City Gym. But I know you were also promoting it, so that's a good thing.
But
So
thank you so much.
so
Hey, thank
d-
you, Jiggy. I
d-
really appreciate this time.
don't take it against her, okay? She's actually also promoting your
Yeah,
events there and the gym and all of that stuff and
part of the job.
part of the job, right? So
Thank you, TMC.
and I hope you continue making great music, Adrian, and I can't wait for your new one. Your four songs here are absolutely stunningly beautiful. I did not realize how an amazing artist you are, and congratulations to you and your band. Who are the band members of Adrian, by the way?
It's me, basically me and Dio. Dio De La Rosa, Heidi,
Okay.
and me. And well, the people who wrote the song, Pocholo. Hi, Pocholo. I miss you. And Kent and even Saddam, my worst frenemy.
Your worst frenemy.
Our drummer. But we actually have a new drummer who has the same name as me. His
Okay.
name is Adrian.
So you don't actually perform like yet. I mean, when was the last time you guys performed publicly? I know you did a set in Boxed In, right?
No, we didn't. We
Uh,
never got to do boxed in.
so
But
when was the last time you guys performed publicly?
we played at what's that bar in Mango Square?
I'm not sure.
Oh,
Is that the
that's what
social? The social?
no, not the social. Oh my gosh, I forgotten. But it's a really good place, by the way. It's
Okay.
now my favorite place to hang out. I forgot what it's
Draft
called.
Draft Punk.
Craft Punk,
It
correct.
was Sean who pointed it out. Our the man Sean Dino mentioned that, yeah, it's Draft Punk.
Yes, I like the vibe of that
Yeah, I
place.
know. Me too. Me too.
And they have good food.
I actually love that place. I should
Yeah.
I should go there. We should hang out there one of these days.
Yeah,
Tell Doc Ted, and then maybe you can bring one of your dogs and stuff.
yeah.
And before we wrap this up, finally, we were talking about Brian Sakura for quite a bit here today, and he has had his hand in a lot of Cebu songs, even outside of Cebu songs. Do you have like a personal favorite from Brian Sakura, one of his creations, aside from your music, of course? Is there a
No,
specific song that you like from Brian that you want
I
us to play here?
I can't from the top of my mind, but I was thinking of all the bands that di man ko kahuna-huna we. I have these
Okay.
memory gaps, but daghan kayo bands nga recording there like sikat ones. Power Spoons records with Brian.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think Pandora also.
Okay.
And I forgot. I forgot who. So daghan.
Do you have any specific song from Pandora that you want us to play? While You
Uh,
Sleep, Sister B, or maybe from Power Spoons?
Sister.
Sister.
Hi D, Wops. Shout out.
You familiar with the song? What is this about? Who wrote this? And
I don't know.
but Brian Sacco definitely had a hand on this.
Yeah, I think
It
so.
has his
It's a good song.
fingerprints.
Yes, and it's sung by Dee, one of my friends, and she has one of the most powerful voices. She's one of the strongest vocalists in Cebu. I
Oh,
really admire her a lot.
doesn't she have a band also? Is it Pandora?
Pandora,
Okay,
yeah.
what's that?
But she's
What's that
mm,
place near formerly Foodorama? Across it, there's like a place.
yes, Cubana.
Does she play there?
I
Are,
think they're having a reunion gig soon,
are
but
we
I'm
are
not
are we
sure
talking about
where.
the same D here? D double E, right?
Yes, Dheee.
Okay, I think we're talking about the same D here.
Yeah, she used to run the place, I think. I'm
Okay,
not sure.
okay.
Hmm.
So, Adrian, before I let you go, why don't you invite them to, listen to your music, download your music? Is it available in Spotify so that they can show your support as far as your
Yeah.
art goes, as far as your music goes? They can share your videos and whatnot, like your Facebook page, and
Mm.
also your advocacy for Happy Tales. Maybe you can tell them about what events you have, because I'm sure Happy Tales have a lot of events. You do have a virtual run in cahoots in collaboration with your gym, City Gym. Go ahead. The microphone is all yours. Go ahead.
Okay. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for listening. And thank you to TMC for having me here. Thank you, Jiggy. You can listen to Adrian's songs, and it's kind of tough to look for it because there's so many Adrians on on Spotify. But just look for Adrian Life in Disguise, and then you'll see us, and you can just look for. We only have two songs there, actually. We only released two so far, but we'll release more coming soon. And then we're on Spotify and we're on Apple Music as well. So just look for Adrian Life in Disguise. And if you haven't yet, if you want to support our advocacy, please join the City Gym Happy Run. It's still ongoing. You can still register until June 7. So it's you can run in one go or you can run in different on different days so long as you reach the distance. So we have 12K, 21K, and we also have 7K. And then also, if you want to support animal welfare, just send a message to Happy Tales about Happy Tales Philippines. We're on Facebook. And we let you know how you can help. There are so many different ways that you can support us, support our cause. And I think that's it.
Okay. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Adrienne Lee of the band Adrian. Thank you so much, Adrian, and I hope to see you
Thank you.
soon, one of these days, maybe, and perform live with your band, Adrian. Okay, and we will have 105% support for your band and for
Aw,
local the music that you make, be it in English or in Binisaya or whatever language you're using, as long as it's coming from you. Thank you so much, Adrian. And
thank you.
here's a song that you handpicked. This one is Pandora.
Yes.
Sister. Bugata na kata, Adrian. 105.1 TMC, the best of us. Thank you, Adrian. Bye bye.